Alright, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is an ongoing flight for our science missions, trying to get enough going so that we can correct some mistakes I may have made in the tech tree to how I would have preferred to advance the space program. So, and in that, as you'll recall from our last flight, we did very poorly compared to the science that we thought we were going to garner. And the flight before that, we really didn't manage to do any of the things we set out to do. So for this flight, we are going to try to make up on a couple of things that have been missed that will hopefully net us some easy science. So we are going to try to grab a crew report from flying above the launch pad. We are going to try to fly a short distance over to those shores, and from there we are going to try to do a goo study, a material sample study, and as well as get a surface sample. So that is our mission for today. We have the same rocket we were in for the last mission, however shrunk down a bit. No longer the Polar Express, this is going to be the hey look over there Express. And without further ado, let's get ready for this. And we will do a slow launch in 3, 2, 1, liftoff. That counts as the shores. So not quite what I was hoping for, but that's okay. That's okay. We don't get anything for flying over the launch pad. We're above our 500 meters. I'm gonna try to put us on the Did not like the way that was listing downward. My goal was to put us over here, which I believe is the difference between what constitutes as shores and what constitutes grassland. But, you know, that's how we're going to do this. This will be a very quick flight, and hopefully will gain us, my goodness, I think it will gain us as much science as the last mission we just did. So, near the shores, the goo accumulates near the water facing side of the container. Good to know. Let's do a material study. The water spray has rusted one of the samples, and some of the electronics are might as well grab a secondary sample while we're here. We'll keep that data, and let's go ahead, take a crew report from Kerbin Shores. Let's go ahead, do an EVA. Whoops. EVA, Jebediah, again, no stranger to danger. As he falls out of the command pod. Kerbin Shores to science. Let's take a surface sample. Took a sample of the soil. It's very muddy and sandy. There might be a body of water nearby. Let's go ahead, grab on. Oops. Go ahead, grab on, get back in, and recover the vessel. And there you have it, 24.9 science earned on this mission, which is pitiful considering how easy it was and how quick it was compared to our last mission. There is one other simple mission that I didn't think about, and that would be to strip this away. Let's go to the launch pad, send Jebediah right back out there. And while he's here, why don't we go ahead. I'm almost positive I would have done a crew report from here. But, you know, sometimes the little things are what we overlook. Let's let go. Let's have him go ahead and take an EVA report from the launch pad 2.4. We'll keep that data. Take a surface sample. Surface is charred and coated with burnt rocket propellant. There are also trace amounts of a conspicuous green substance. Conspicuous, not conspicuous. That's worth 9 there. Let's go ahead, get back inside, recover that vessel. That was worth 12 science. So there we go, 37.8 science in 5.5 minutes. Way better than our previous mission. And sadly, that is all I have for you today. Now we can look quickly so you know how I'm coming up with this, if you didn't already. We have Werner von Kerman, who is very handsome. I'm just going to go out and say it. I think he's adorable. So here we have all of the bodies in the solar system. If we click on Kerbin, we have everything involved in Kerbin. It's 2 moons, or satellites I should say. And when we click on Kerbin, it gives it gives us the biomes that we have experienced or witnessed. We have the launch pad, the ice caps, deserts, shores, highlands, grasslands, and water. And on each one of these it will tell you everything we have done there. So we know that, for instance, we took a crew report flying over Kerbin's water, which netted us 0 science, because we already had that report over here, which was worth 5.6 science. You can see we've taken surface samples, we've done mystery goo observation. We have not done a material study, which is interesting. That'll be another quick flight that we can get out of the way, is a material study of the water. Also, you can break it down. The way the filters work, it's whichever thing you click first, and then you can click a second thing so you can see the water and you can see all the crew reports we've done in the water. Likewise, you could do it so that you can see all of our crew reports, and then you can narrow it down that way by water. You can see crew reports while flying high. We've done 1 from Kerbin's upper atmosphere. While flying low, you can see that we have... Odd that we got 0 science from flying over the highlands and 0 science from flying over the water. However, the shores and the ice caps were worth something. Perhaps the EVA report overwrites them, because there's the shores and the water. And now the shores. So that I don't know. But, so going through this is how I was able to look and realize that I didn't have anything under the ice cap biomes, and therefore that was why I planned that particular mission. And then going through, I just happened to notice that the shores had a particularly low number, as do the grasslands. So another quick mission would be to send us to the grasslands to do exactly what we just did over the shores. And because this video was so quick, we are going to do just one more super fast launch here, and we will go 3 stages. Darn it. Polar Express. Pull these off. Pull those off. Put that on. And we're just going to take a quick dip in the ocean and use that materials bay. So we get our bearings here. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Super short mission like that, and we botched it. I mean, I'm barely at the end of the runway and I still had an accident. Jebediah, the off-your-cuff mission planning doesn't always go your way. So we survived that flight, which gave us 0.1 science, and survived is really something that you'd think we would strive for, but as you saw, it doesn't always work out that it's as easy as you'd once think. So we're going to try that again real quick, and that'll be that. And this time we will wait until we are actually falling before we go ahead and jettison that capsule, so that we don't crash into ourselves again. There we go. And I only expect this to be worth just a handful of science, but the fact that we hadn't done it yet is, well, I can't let that stand. And there we are. We've landed. Material study. Uh, 10 science. Pretty frickin' awesome considering what I was expecting. And apparently I have not done a crew report from here, even though I feel like I have. But there we go. So there we are, an additional 12 science, which brings today's total up to 49.8. Way more than the last video, and in just about the same amount of time. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this showed, if nothing else, the importance of some of these quick, pointless flights to build up your science reserves. And again, the important thing, of course, is that all of our astronauts, our Kerbal-nauts if you will, have survived and are ready to take on bigger and better challenges.